Trudeau inadvertently revealed his election strategy for 2025, and it's really no surprise. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I hope you're having a great day. Well, yesterday in question period, Trudeau revealed his election strategy, and it's no surprise to anyone that it involves projecting onto the Conservatives what he believes Canadians will take as a negative. But really, it's all based in lies. Let's go to question period right now and see an exchange between Pierre Poilievre and Trudeau, and then we'll discuss it.
He spoke with the incoming president, and moments later, Mr. Trump put out a tweet slapping a 25% tariff on Canada. So that worked about as well as the Prime Minister's efforts on Buy America and softwood lumber, which continue to be penalized, even though the previous Conservative government got both of those things lifted. Now move over to drugs. The Prime Minister's disastrous legalization and liberalization of drugs has the Americans worried, in addition to costing 47,000 deaths in Canada. Where's the plan to stop the drugs and keep our border open to trade?
Mr. Speaker, once again, the Leader of the Opposition is just making stuff up. I clearly spoke with the President of the United States an hour and a half after he put out his suggestion on tariffs. The reality is we're going to continue to work constructively with the incoming administration to protect Canadian jobs, to protect Canadian growth, to take the responsible approach that isn't steeped in partisanship, that pulls together the Team Canada approach that stands up for Canadians instead of throwing our arms up and saying all is broken like the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, that's even worse. The statement went out promising tariffs before they even got a chance to speak. It's kind of like him backing down on Buy America and backing down on softwood lumber, Mr. Speaker. Now let's move to the tariffs the Prime Minister wants to impose on our economy. Quadrupling the carbon tax to 61 cents a litre would cripple our economy. New tax increases on work and energy would do likewise, sending hundreds of billions of dollars south of the border. Now that Canadians are facing this economic crisis, will he at least cancel his plan to hike taxes so we can save jobs?
Speaker, we see once again the Leader of the Opposition flailing and inventing stuff to try and fit his preferred attacks into his priorities. The reality is we're going to continue to work constructively with the incoming administration to do what Canada and the U.S. have always done: create prosperity together, protect jobs on both sides of the border as we grow the economy. When it comes to drugs, Mr. Speaker, we've taken serious steps on that and will continue to. But if the Leader of the Opposition is suggesting he wants to recriminalize marijuana, let him just say that.
That's right.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Trudeau will project onto Pierre Poilievre another false claim, another exaggeration, or another idea of what Pierre Poilievre will do once elected. Of course, Justin Trudeau got elected the first time around on his promise to legalize cannabis. And of course, that has gone so well for our country. But that's not what Pierre Poilievre is talking about when he's talking about drugs, is it? No, he's talking about other drugs, the drugs that have killed 47,000 Canadians since Justin Trudeau has become Prime Minister. Just like the false projection that Conservatives will decriminalize assault weapons that have been criminalized since the 1970s. This is his plan. He wants to scare Canadians into voting for him as opposed to voting for Pierre Poilievre. I don't think that's going to work. But before we get into talking about this even further, I want to play another exchange from another couple of members of Parliament with regards to the decriminalization of all of these very, very dangerous drugs. Take a look at this and then we'll discuss it further.
We need a Canada First plan to fix what the Prime Minister broke on the addiction crisis and illegal drugs. 47,000 Canadians have died under this Prime Minister's watch. That's more than we lost in the Second World War. We need to fully reverse his liberalization of drugs that kills our people and threatens our borders. We need to secure our borders against the importation of chemical precursors that make fentanyl and other deadly drugs. Criminals are taking advantage of our drug policies and cooking fentanyl ready for export. Will the Prime Minister finally admit his policies have failed and end his insane drug policies.
The Honourable Minister for Mental Health and Addictions.
Mr. Speaker, every life lost due to the illicit toxic drug supply in this country is a tragedy for families and for communities. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we've invested over $1 billion in treatment, prevention, harm reduction to save lives. We've worked with our U.S. counterparts on precursors, and we will continue to do the work to save lives based on evidence, based on healthcare, and based on protecting those who need help the most. We will not look away, Mr. Speaker. We are here to protect those who need our help.
Oh, really? Well, that to me sounds like a liberal lie, because since they have taken over the government, 47,000 Canadians have died of overdoses or other drug-related deaths. More Canadians have died from drug-related deaths than died during the Second World War. That to me is fairly significant. So what has their strategy accomplished? Well, it's accomplished more death. It's accomplished more suffering. So why don't we add up all of their lies and projections? First, they project that Pierre Poilievre is going to recriminalize cannabis. He's not saying he will. He's talking about the other drugs, the drugs that have killed all of these people. Second, they're saying that he will release onto Canadian streets a flood of really harmful military-style firearms, assault weapons that have been banned since the 1970s. No, he's not going to do that. Third, they're saying that by keeping these assault weapons, which aren't assault weapons, off the street, that they're saving Canadian lives. Well, if that were the case, why hasn't the death rate and the violence subsided since they prohibited all of these extra firearms? Why has it increased? They can't answer that. They're just saying that the Conservatives are so scary because they want to release all of these firearms onto the streets of Canada. Well, it's just a lie. And what about this newest tax? They're saying that Conservatives are going to vote against it. Well, the Conservatives haven't said that. They said that they are going to look at it, look at what is actually released in the bill once the bill gets written and introduced to the House. So that's another one of these out-and-out lies, projections, as you will. And what about the abortion lie? They're saying that Pierre Poilievre will recriminalize abortions. That's a lie. It's not part of the Conservative platform, but they want to scare you. And what about all the lies directly against Pierre Poilievre about how he associates with these far-right radical groups like Diagolon? That's just a lie too, and they know it. Pierre Poilievre isn't the threat here. It is Justin Trudeau. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Put your comments down below. And while you're at it, please like this video, share with your friends and on social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never miss another video. I also invite you to join me on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific time for my live stream, where you can join in on the conversation. Finally, I do teach the Canadian firearm safety courses. These are courses you need to get your Canadian firearms license, also known as a PAL. And you do need a Canadian firearms license to own or purchase a firearm in Canada. You also need it for certain employment opportunities. So if you'd like to get your firearms license, either for employment or for recreation, or you just want to have general knowledge of firearm safety, there are links in the show notes of this video to my website where you can sign up to take a course from me if you reside on Vancouver Island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.